Good morning, everyone. Hello, my name is Jyoti B. I am a lecturer in SJ Government Polytechnic, Bengaluru. We have all been learning about the process variables and temperature and the pressure measuring instruments. And in the last session, we have learned about what is diaphragm and what is bellows pressure equipment and what exactly is the diaphragm material and what exactly the bellows is and what are their advantages, disadvantages and applications in the sense where they're exactly used. So you've learned, now you have got an idea about what is bellows, what is diaphragm. ಡಯಾಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಬೆಲ್ಲೋಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಎರಡು works on the same principle, but material of a construction of these two equipments for measuring the pressure is different. So what is we'll just have a quick thorough understanding of what is diaphragm and what is bellows. So the diaphragm is what? It is a flexible, as we have already learned, that it is a flexible material, usually of rubber, and it is usually called as an elastomer, and is used majorly in control valves, regulators, and temperature controllers, and most in oil and gas control equipments. That is about the diaphragm. So bellows andre, the bellows is also a thin-walled metallic cylinder. One end open irutte, one end seal irutte. So closed end one end sealed irutte andre closed end can move freely. Open end is fixed. So now pressure open end alle apply ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, whose pressure you want to measure, and by application of the pressure the bellows will be compressed. By the compression of the bellows causes the movement of the pointer which is been attached to the bellows material, and this pointer moves in turn onto the scale which is calibrated in terms of the pressure. So this is what we have learned in our last session, in our last session of the instrumentation and the process control of unit 1, the process variables and temperature pressure measuring instruments. So in moving on, in continuation with this, we'll learn about today's class or today's session. We will learn about the vacuum measurement. In that you'll be learning about the capsule gauge and what is its construction and the working part of it, what exactly the capsule is, and the Pirani gauge, and also you'll be learning about the McLeod gauge. So these capsule gauge, Pirani gauge, and the McLeod gauge are basically used for measuring the very low pressures. So the very low pressures. So we will learn these pressure measuring equipments, the principle of operation of it, the construction part of it, and the working part of it. So after having the knowledge of all these, the low pressure measuring equipment or the vacuum measurement equipments, we will look into some of the multiple choice question based on this understanding of the session of these topics. So let us continue with this. So what is vacuum, by the way? Vacuum andre eno? Vacuum andre alli air iralla. So vacuum technique, how do you define the physical in physics or in the technically, how do you define the vacuum pressures? Are those pressures which are below the atmospheric pressure. So atmospheric pressure andre eshtirutte? 1 atmospheric pressure irutte. So all that the conversion of 1 pascal is to 1 pascal is equal to how many Newton per meter square, or 1 mmHg is equal to 1 torr is equal to how many what exactly the mmHg adella neevu. So we have learnt all these pressures in our last sessions in this unit itself. So what are the different types of measures, types of the pressures, and their the measurement of the pressure in different systems, whether in CGS system or in SI unit system. So coming to the measurement, vacuum measurement na yav tara measure ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ನ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಗೇಜ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ನ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮೆಷರಿಂಗ್ equipments, the various vacuum measuring equipments. So that can be measured below at 1 atmospheric pressure or very low pressures. So there are two types of pressure measuring devices, the capsule gauge and McLeod gauge, and also you have a Pirani gauge. So the capsule gauge, just look into the diagram. The capsule and then you ನಮ್ಗೆ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬರೋದೇನು the doctor shop. So we will take the capsule when we are not well. So that immediately comes to our mind. But here you have a capsule gauge for vacuum measurement. So this is how the capsule looks like, and you see here. So you can imagine how the capsule looks like. So these are the capsule are nothing but these are the corrugated diaphragm, you can say. These are the diaphragm, you already know what it is. In the last session we have learnt. The capsules again, these are the corrugated diaphragm. So welded together at their periphery. ಆಚೆ ಕಡೆ ಈಚೆ ಕಡೆ welded together. ಆ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ವೆಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪೆರಿಫೆರಿ ಆಗಿ at their periphery. That forms a capsule. So what is capsule exactly? The capsule is nothing but these are the corrugated diaphragms. What is it? The corrugated diaphragm. Corrugated andre gottagutte tane. As I've already told, that corrugation is nothing but you can imagine idu the mane mele sheet ಹಾಕ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ sheets, the RCC you have seen sheets also ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ sheet ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ups and downs ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ so that we call it as a corrugations. So the diaphragm that the figure also I have shown already in my last sessions. So these are the corrugated diaphragm which have been welded at their periphery. So that will form a capsule. So you can look into the figure. The capsule is being connected with a pointer, and the pointer will move on to the calibrated scale. So the pressure, the pressure which you want to measure is being admitted at the open end to the capsule. So by admission of this is how the construction part is, how it actually constructed. How it is actually constructed. It consists of the capsule, and it is being connected with the pointer, and the pointer will move on to the calibrated scale, which is calibrated in terms of what? The pressure. So there and also the capsules are more sensitive, you can say. They're very the sophisticated instruments than the bellows and the burden pressure gauge, and especially they are used for very low pressure measurements. So usually it is made up of the beryllium copper. The measuring pressure, as I've already told, that it is being admitted to the inside the instrument case, which is of airtight structure. So the pressure variation, pressure admit admele, variations irutte, which will cause the capsule which will cause the capsule dimension to change agakke cause madutte. Understanding pressure aad tashna, as it is a flexible material, the diaphragm is of flexible material, which the two diaphragm which has been welded together to form a capsule. As the pressure is being admitted, is being admitted into the capsule, there will be a pressure variations, okay, that causes the capsule to change in the dimension. So our change is being transmitted to the pointer mechanism through the mechanical linkages, and which moves on to the calibrated scale, which is calibrated in terms of the pressure for low pressure measurement. So that is about the capsule. Capsule andre ivaga artha aitalla. Capsule andre eno, the diaphragm material weld ಮಾಡಿ at the periphery weld ಮಾಡಿ it forms a capsule. At one end you will admit the pressure whose pressure you want to measure. The other end is being connected to the pointer, which moves on to the calibrated scale. So on application of the pressure, there will be a change in the dimension of the capsule. So that causes the pointer to move on to the calibrated scale. So this is about the working and the construction part of the capsule equipment, the pressure measuring equipment, which is especially used for measuring the very low pressures. I think you are understanding. So the Google links also has been the Google video links also been given at the end of this the presentation of the session. So by clicking on to that, you can see the how exactly you can picturize, you can understand with the picturization or the animated video of this particular working of the capsule or the McLeod or the Pirani gauge, which we will cover in this session. So the McLeod gauge is also a gauge for measuring the pressure at very low pressures. So this is, just observe the diagram very carefully. So you have to understand very thoroughly this diagram. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೋಡಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಜುವಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್. Just see the diagram here. You have a mercury reservoir. You have a piston which helps in pumping out the mercury through the capillary tube, the mercury capillary tube. You have a piston here. You have a reference column here, the reference capillary. Capillary is a very thin tube. So the pressure, the pressure which you want to measure is being applied here at the reference column or the reference capillary. So this is a zero reference point. This is the height difference of the mercury after the operation. So it is been shown here, the H and the HC before and the after the change in the level of the mercury. So this is the HC minus H is the level of the mercury in the tube. So after the compression process, so what is the level? It is being shown by the distance H. So measuring capillary, it is the cutoff point. Mercury level for condition 1, this is 1, and this is mercury level for condition 2. You can see the color variation which has been shown here. Are you understanding? Artha madkoli. The diagram understanding is very important. So it is, as we have discussed, it is mainly used for measuring the very low pressures. So pressure in the range of 100 to 1000 inch of mercury. So what exactly the McLeod pressure gauge will do? So it amplifies the pressure by compressing the gas into a small volume. As I've told, this is the compressed gas here. What is the distance is in the tube, the measuring capillary tube. This is the compressed gas. So McLeod pressure gauge, what does it do? It amplifies the pressure. Understand the terms, then only you'll understand. You can able to get what exactly it is. And it will be easier for you to write when it is being asked in the exam. So amplifies the pressure, increases the pressure by compressing the gas into a small volume which you have admitted. The pressure of the compressed gas is then measured with a mercury manometer. So this is a principle. So now ಏನು pressure admit ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ that will be compressed to a smaller volume. Compression ಅಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, higher pressure with a smaller volume. So then ಏನು ಕಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಗ್ಯಾಸನ್ನು ಅದನ್ನು ಮರ್ಕ್ಯುರಿ ಮ್ಯಾನೋಮೀಟರಿಂದ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾವು ಏನದು ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ನ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಲೋ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟೆಡ್, ಅದನ್ನು ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ McLeod gauge. So the pressure which is to be connected, the McLeod gauge is being connected with the unknown gas I have explained. Measurement is to be done. The gas enters the gauge through point P and fills the tube down to the level of the mercury. You can observe in this, the gas enters at the pressure at the P and it fills down to the level of the cutoff point, down to the level of the mercury, the gas which you want to the measure, which is being admitted at the point here. So the mercury is equal, pressure is equal throughout the tubes and the bulb mercury is pumped from the reservoir. So as the mercury rises above the cutoff point, it traps the gas inside the bulb and mercury is then pumped higher in the gauge until the gas in the bulb is compressed to a closed capillary tube. And mercury is allowed to rise until it reaches the zero reference line on the closed capillary tube. You have to understand here. I'll show the diagram again. So the gas whose pressure is to be measured is being admitted until the cutoff point of the mercury. Then the mercury reservoir has been lifted. It is been pumped so that it will move it will trap the gas inside it and it will rise in the capillary tube. So until the gas is being compressed. So that will be equal to the zero reference of the the another capillary or the reference capillary or the reference column. As the pressure is equal and the pressure has to be maintained equal in the tubes. So as the mercury rises above the cut, it traps as we have discussed, it traps the gas inside the bulb, and the mercury is then pumped higher in the gauge until the gas is in the bulb is compressed into a smaller volume. So the compression of the gas in compressed gas in the closed capillary tube makes the pressure of the trapped gas higher than the measured pressure. So in a pressure difference causes the difference in the mercury level in the two tubes. A difference in height is used to calculate the pressure by equation P is equal to K into H into HC 1 minus K into HC. I'll just show the diagram again. So compression ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಕಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಸೊ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿರೋದು ಹೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ HC the mercury level, so H minus HC will give you the along with that equation you can measure the difference in height of the mercury will give you the pressure, the calculation to calculate the pressure by using this equation. Pressure is equal to K into H into HC 1 minus K into HC. So next, moving on to the Pirani gauge. I think you understand how exactly the McLeod gauge works. Pirani gauge. So Pirani gauge is also one of the instruments which is used for measuring the very low pressures. So you can observe here the voltage and the resistance, the rheostat, the Pirani gauge, the Pirani element that we call it as a it is made up of the platinum. So the platinum element, the pressure is being applied here. The gas whose pressure is to be measured is being applied here, the compensating cell. So when there, as we have already learned, when there is the resistance in any in the Wheatstone-Bridge principle, all the resistance are equal. There is no flow of current. When there any one of the by Wheatstone-Bridge principle in a resistance thermometer, we have learned that when the resistances in a particular instruments that is especially in a Wheatstone-Bridge are equal, then there is no flow of current. Here also in the Pirani element, if the resistance, the two resistance of the element, if the resistance of the two Pirani elements are equal, no current flows through the ammeter. So resistance of as the resistance of the Pirani element changes, the current will flow through the ammeter. A flow of current will indicate the change in the pressure of the gas which has to be measured. So it is also called as the Pirani gauge is also called as a thermal conductivity gauge. So what is thermal conductivity? You have all learned from the 8th standard itself. Thermal conductivity is nothing but ability of a material to conduct a heat. So when the material the ability or the property it on supply of current or it has to conduct a heat. So that will be called as a thermal conductivity anta karitivi. And it measures the pressure. Henge thermal conductivity gauge measure ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it measures the pressure by measuring the changes in the ability of the gas to conduct a heat. A change ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ability of the gas to conduct a heat, ಅದರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ we can measure the pressure which is being applied to that thermal conductivity element. So the Pirani gauge, what is the basic principle, is based on the changes in the thermal conductivity. A changes in thermal conductivity na hege measure ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ by enclosing the wire filament which is usually made up of the platinum in a chamber connected to the pressure source. So this is the basic principle. So you can see here, this is the platinum element, applied pressure which you want to measure. So application of the pressure by the flow of a current, there will be conductive the thermal conductivity of the gas. So as the thermal conductivity of the gas takes place, there will be changes in the heat in the gas. So the changes in the heat will be measured in terms of changes in the temperature. So the temperature is directly proportional to the resistances. The change in the temperature causes a change in the resistance. So change in the resistance will allow the current to flow. So that will indicate the flow of current will be indicated in terms of the pressure which you want to measure. When the voltage is applied, just observe, when the voltage is applied to the filament, electricity flows. So electricity flows it become, because of thermal conductivity property, it gets heated up, the filament. So the rising temperature upon sending the flow of a current, the rising temperature increases the resistance of the filament. So the filament then reaches a equilibrium temperature. ಏನಲ್ಲಿ change ಆಗುತ್ತೆ resistance. The resistance is used to indicate the pressure change in the resistance, which is used to indicate the pressure change. So the change in the pressure the change in the resistance will indicate the change in the pressure, which is used to indicate the pressure gauge. Usually these Pirani gauges are used to measure the pressure ranges from 10⁻⁵ to 1 tar. 1 tar is equal to 1 mmHg. I think you have understood this. So once again I'll just explain the construction part. This is a filament, platinum element. This is the applied pressure, the pressure which you want to measure. So this can be called as a Pirani gauge chamber. You have the basic principle that resistance of the two Pirani elements are equal adaga there is no current flows. So that's why the pressure is being applied and the voltage is also being supplied simultaneously, so that the material will get heated up and the electricity flows. Electricity flows and it will get heated up. So flow of electricity causes the temperature to increase. So that will increase in turn the resistance of the filament. So when the circuitally resistance change, one of the resistance change adaga, so the change in the resistance will be is used to indicate the pressure change in the pressure change which has been applied at the Pirani gauge circuit. So these have been used to measure the pressure ranges from 10⁻⁵ to 1 tar. So having the knowledge of these capsule gauge, Pirani gauge, and what we have learnt, one more we have learnt: Pirani gauge, McLeod gauge, and the capsule gauge. Let us solve some of the multiple choice question. So it is used to measure whether McLeod gauge is used to measure the point velocity, flow rate, vacuum, or pressure. What is the correct answer? Vacuum pressure. So we have been talking about the vacuum measurement. Obviously, the McLeod gauge is used to measure the vacuum pressure. So McLeod gauge measures dash pressure. Whether we have learned the different types of pressure, right? Absolute pressure, the vacuum pressure, subatmospheric pressure, atmospheric pressure, gauge pressure, all those we have learned. So McLeod gauge especially measures what? Subatmospheric pressure. Vacuum is nothing but below atmospheric pressure. So that is, the answer is subatmospheric pressure. Positive subatmospheric pressure, very high pressure, and the atmospheric pressure. So the pressure of 0.01 psi can be measured by dash gauge. Yav gauge? Pirani gauge. So we have learnt the Pirani gauge. It is McLeod gauge. Right? We have learned the range of the pressure measuring instrument also. The capsules are made up of diaphragms. Yes, the capsule is only made up of diaphragm. Right? What is capsule? So it is from the diaphragm. The two corrugated diaphragms are welded together to form a capsule. Obviously, it is a true. Capsules are made from diaphragm. So next, the principle of Pirani gauge is based on dash medium. Combustibility na, thermal conductivity na, humidity na, none of the above. Obviously, the Pirani gauge is also been called as thermal conductivity gauge. based on the thermal conductivity of the element, there will be changes in the pressure in the gas. So obviously the Pirani gauge is based on the thermal conductivity of the medium. So Pirani gauge is used for the measurement of what? Very high pressure, high vacuum, liquid level under pressure. Liquid level, obviously it is not for liquid level measurement. Liquid level at atmospheric pressure, not at all. So it is related with the pressure, whether it is of very high pressure or very high vacuum. So obviously it is of high vacuum. Answer is the B. So again, it is used to measure the pressure above 100. The question can be asked in with the answer. For one answer, the question can be asked in a different ways. So this is one type. So Pirani gauge is used to measure the pressure above 100 kg per centimeter square, pressure up to 100 kg per centimeter square, atmospheric pressure or very low pressure. So it is obviously for very low pressure. So having understanding the concepts and the principle, construction and the working, you must able to answer the different types of the questions based on these topics. In the exams, for the 5 marks, if they ask, they'll just ask you to explain or illustrate the principle of the working of the Pirani gauge. They might ask. If they ask for 5 marks, you need no need to write the diagram. You just write about the description. So when it is asked for the 10 marks, the construction, the working and the principle, so you need to answer for, you need to write the diagram also along with the explanation. So the diagram also carries some marks. For example, if they asked construct the McLeod gauge and brief about the working principle of the McLeod gauge. If they ask like this, you have to write the diagram first and the explanation second. So the diagram, if it is for 10 marks, this question is, the diagram will carry at least 4 marks for writing the diagram. So the rest explanation, it will be carried for rest 6 marks. So totally the marks for 10 marks of which is being distributed as 4 and 6 for this answer for this question, which has to be answered. ಈ ತರ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So it can be asked for 5 marks or it can be asked for 10 marks also. If 5 marks ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ just explain the principle behind this and the measuring range of it. So 10 marks ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ you should explain, ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ both diagram ಮತ್ತೆ explanation ನ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is the last topic in the unit of the IPC, of unit 1 of IPC. So which is all about what the process variables and the temperature measuring instrument. Till now, temperature and pressure measuring instruments. So till now we have learnt what are the performance characteristics, and we have learnt various temperature measuring instruments and various pressure measuring instruments, and their construction and the principle of operation, in the sense the working part of it, and the applications and advantages and disadvantages. I hope this session has helped you in understanding the working of the capsule pressure gauge, the McLeod gauge and the Pirani gauge for the measurement of very low pressure or for vacuum measurement. Thank you all for staying with me. Sorry.